Hi everyone! Today I'm going to go over Lab 3, the coloring bits activity. Today we will be going over bitwise operations and using masks in order to get from our initial color to our end color. Okay, so our first question is how do we get from our first initial color to our end initial color using only our red, blue, and green bits? First, you should notice that these first bytes correspond to our red bits. This is green. Then we have blue. We want to extract these bits. So we want to get our red, green, and then blue. In order to extract these bits, we're going to have to shift 0xFF and then 0x88 for their respective colors because 0xFF00 is not the same as 0xFF. Those are two completely different values, so we'll have to do some shifting first. For red, we're going to do var init. If we want to get FF into this position, we're going to have to shift right by 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. Since each of these digits is equivalent to 4 bits, we're going to have to shift right by 4 times 4. So that will be 16 bits. So we're going to shift right by 16 bits. This is equivalent to 16 in hex. And then we will get the final value of 0xFF881. Then we're going to shift right. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4. We lose these 4 values, and then we'll pad with 4 zeros in the front, which is the same as 0xFF. Let's do the same for our green bits. We have var init. This time for our green bits over here, we know that we'll have to shift 1, 2. So that's 2 spots. Remember, since each digit is representative of 4 bits, that's going to be 8 bits total. So we'll shift right by 8, 0x8. That becomes 0xFF8811. We shift right by 2, so then 2 digits, so then that becomes 0x00FF88. Well, we want to make sure that we get rid of this FF, so we'll probably do some mask with 0x0000FF. We'll do and. So, and if you ever do a number and 0, it will basically just zero out that first number. So then this will ultimately become 0x88 because we are zeroing out that FF in the front. For our blue bits, we know that we can just keep these in their place over here, but we do need a way to clear out the FF88 in front. So even though we're not doing any shifting, we do need to do some operation to zero that out in the front. And basically we can just zero it out with the value we used over here, just 0xFF. And what that does is when you do a number and F, like var init and F, for those last 4 bits, it will keep the value of the last 4 bits over in this number, but then it will zero everything out because this 0xFF is an implicit 0x0000FF. So then this will just become 0x0000. Now that we've extracted our bits, let's go on to getting to our var end. Oops, I miswrote var end. So we know that we have var end as 0x88. We know that our green is 88. So why don't we just start by setting var end to green. We kind of need this 88 in this spot over here. And then we're going to have to do some shifting to get our 11 and then our FF in the right spots over here. So let's take var end. We'll shift green left this time, and we're going to shift by 2 digits, which is equivalent to 4 bits each, so 8 bits total. So 0x8 which will become 0x8800, and then we can fill in this part with 11. So let's do OR with this value, which is 0x8800. We want to replace this with 0x11, which is our blue. So let's do the OR with the blue bit. So those blue bits are going to replace the two zeros over here. So we get 0x8811. Now we have var end, which is equal to var end. And then we're going to need to shift left again by 8 bits. And remember, we want to shift left, and then that will make this var end value as 0x881100, and then we want to replace that 00 with FF, which is what our red is equivalent to. So we'll do red, and then our final value will be 0x8811FF. That is how you use the red, green, and blue bits to get to var end. Thank you for watching.